guys, I've been trying to film this video for forever. We had the baby wake up and a flood in the basement and the typical things like the camera battery dying and running out of room on the camera. So baby is napping, which means I could have 2 hours to do this video or a total of 10 minutes. So let's jump into it, shall we? Hi, my name is Leah from Be Dramatically Different, and today we're going to be doing the I Teach To tag created by Megan over at Too Cool for Middle School. So here we go. Number 1, what do you teach and where? I teach English and drama in Western Pennsylvania. How long have you been teaching? I've been teaching for a total of 8 years. I had 2 in one district. I just finished the 4th in the district I am currently teaching, and then I had 2 years of kind of flex time. All of the teachers in my first district had to roll dice. Yeah, roll dice to find out if we were going to keep our jobs one year. Let that sink in. Yeah, I gambled for my job. Apparently I'm not a very good gambler because, well, I didn't roll high enough, so I lost my job. So I subbed for that year, found out that they weren't going to be hiring anyone back, so then I became a paraprofessional in another district in 5th and 6th grade, and I worked as a homebound instructor for a student who had multiple concussions. So I was his teacher for the year while he was trying to get back into school. But I've had my own classroom for 6 years, but have been teaching for a total of 8. All right, number 3, did you always know that you wanted to be a teacher? Yeah, I think so. I started off wanting to be a music teacher, just like my dad. Hashtag daddy's girl, I know. I wanted to be a music teacher, but then I went to college and I realized that being learning disabled, I'm dyslexic, it just wasn't going to happen for me. I couldn't get my right hand and my left hand to work when I was playing the piano. The notes would move on the staff. It just wasn't gonna work. So I became a theater major and I got my degree. I have a bachelor's of arts in theater and a minor in dance. And then, of course, something else had to happen. At the end of my senior year, I had vocal damage from being the singing baker at a local amusement park. And so they said, you might want to figure out a backup plan. I was like, but this was my backup plan. So I got my master's degree in teaching English. So yeah, I'm a dyslexic English teacher. I student taught in the exact job that I have right now. And here I am today. All right, what is your typical hashtag teacher OOTD, outfit of the day? Like I said, I teach theater, so I need to be able to climb up a ladder and change a lighting instrument. We get on the floor and we do silly improv games, but I also still need to look professional. We're not allowed to dress down at our school very often. So normally it'll be like slacks and a cami and a cardigan and a scarf, some kind of accessory, or skirts and a blouse, dresses. This year I kind of have to like figure out a new way to dress because I'm a new mom, and so number 1, not all of my clothes fit, and number 2, I'm a nursing mom, so I'm going to be pumping at work, so I have no idea how to dress this year. No clue. All right, what do you usually bring for lunch? Are you ready for this? It's riveting. Leftovers. I know. It's really exciting. I have leftovers pretty much every day because I'm really lucky that my husband is a great cook and he does all of our cooking pretty much. And so he's a teacher as well. So he cooks 4 portions normally, and each of us will take, one for dinner and then we'll eat the next day for lunch. What is one of your favorite books on teaching? I don't have a whole lot of time to read. I know that sounds terrible as an English teacher, but between rehearsals and then grading papers, there's just not a whole lot of time. And then during the summertime, I just want to read for fun. Is that awful? Am I a bad teacher? It's honest, whatever. But one of the books that I use all the time in my drama classroom is called Audition by Michael Shurtleff. He talks about the 12 guideposts of auditioning, and I use it all the time in my drama class, but I've actually used it in my English classes as well, because you can break down any kind of character using his concepts. So if you haven't read it, you definitely have to check it out. All right, what is next? What is one of your favorite teacher movies? Oh, easy. Matilda. Who does not love Matilda? Come on. And I mean, I love that Miss Honey just loves her kids so much and is able to pour into them. I mean, I'm not going to adopt any of my students, but I sometimes spend more time with them than my own family, and they spend more time with me than their own family. Really funny story. I went to see Matilda on Broadway with my students, and as we were leaving, I saw the Matilda who had performed that evening with her mom and her tutor and her grandmother. So theater etiquette is that when you pass them, you say, "Hey, good show, good show." And she had tears in her eyes, and I jumped into teacher mode. I was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's the matter?" And she said that evening she had performed for the last time with one of the cast members. He was going to be moving on to another show. So I talked to her and I said, "Don't worry, you've got plenty of time. You're still gonna see them. I'm sure you'll do another show with them." And her mom was like, see, we told you that, we told you that. And she looked at me and she goes, "You look like Miss Honey." And she gave me a hug and she said, "And you teach like Miss Honey." Day made, life made. Oh, if I could be like Miss Honey, that'd be amazing. I mean, I don't really think that I look like her, but if I could love my kids and teach my kids like her, I think I'm doing a good job. All right, next on the list. Who was your favorite teacher? I mean, I have to say my dad. I never had him as a teacher. Like as my classroom teacher, I had him as an ensemble teacher. He was the assistant band director and our vocal music director for our musicals. But what I really appreciated that I can look back on all these years later is that when he came home, he was dad. When he was at school, then, he was a teacher. But at home, he was dad. And as a new mom, and I'm going to be going back to school this fall for the first time as a mom, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to come home and shut it off. I'm not very good at that. Raise your hand if you were bad at that. Me. I want to be able to come home, shut it off, and just be mom. And then when I go to school, be really focused, get everything I need to get done so I don't have to worry about it. I also think about my high school drama instructor, Mr. Biddle. I want to be able to be like him when I am doing shows, that I'm directing and auditioning students with love and kindness, but teaching while we're doing a show, not just telling them what to do, letting them learn as we go. And then I think of two math teachers, Mr. Haldeman and Mr. Talenko. Why? Because I'm awful at math, yet I didn't hate their class, because they were just great people. And I'm still bad at math, I still count on my fingers, but they changed how they were teaching. That way I could, be as successful as I could be at math. What are some of your favorite teacher YouTubers, Instagrammers, Snapchatters? I mean, I think I would just call them influencers. I definitely think of Megan from Too Cool for Middle School. I've been following her for a few years now. I think we're kind of similar. We're both new moms of boys. She had her adorable son, Jensen, right as I was finding out that I was pregnant. So I thought, I'm like, okay, if she can get her master's degree and teach and do a musical, I can survive. And I actually delivered during musical season. So I did it, and Megan helped me through it. I also think of, Apples and Tiaras, Pocket Full of Primary, Genuine Teaching. I want to get to know more, hopefully through this tag. And I haven't seen a whole lot of high school teachers, so hey, maybe I can fill that gap. But also maybe I can, just find more high school teachers that I can connect with through YouTube. All right, what is one of your best classroom management tips? This is really important for me to think about right now, because I'm going to have my first student teacher in the fall, and I think the best thing to tell any new teacher is start off strong and strict. And I know that sounds harsh, but kids of any age will try to push a teacher's boundaries, and so start off strong and strict, and then as you go, you can let up. But that way, you start off your classroom with, this is what I expect. And then you need to make sure that you are maintaining those expectations. Start systems and then follow through with them. If this is how you want your homework handed in, this is where it's going to be handed in, then you need to maintain that. I can say that in this past year when I went on maternity leave, I started off strong and strict and had systems set up and processes set up in the Google Classroom and in the actual classroom. With rules and regulations, but also with how we are as a classroom community, so that when my long-term sub came in, they were still very successful, and my sub was able to come in and not be like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? How am I starting? It's like, no, these are our systems, and this is how it's going to work for you, and you're going to have a great rest of the school year. So start strong and strict, and then as you go, if you need to or want to, you can let up a little bit and know that it's kind of like, I call it the mama. So I brought you into this world and I can take you out. I like to make sure that the kids know that I'm disappointed in you has weight. I'm not a yeller. I'm not someone that wants to yell. But if I have high expectations and I'm always demanding of those expectations, then when I say I'm disappointed in you, then they are gonna really feel like, oh man, that's awful and I don't wanna do that again. Does it always work? No, but I try to go for that. I definitely try to go for that. What is one reason you decided to become a teacher? Wow, that's a hard question. I guess wow. I think I decided to become a teacher because I just love that aha moment when kids just get it, when they finally figure it out. But I also became a teacher because school was not easy for me. It was hard, and there were some teachers that only taught one way. And I had a teacher tell me that if you don't learn the way that I teach, then you're out of luck. No, that is not what we do as teachers. We have to meet each kid where they are at and find a way to get them from point A to point B. We've got to figure out how to do that. And so I wanted to be the person that helped the struggling learner. I don't think that I should ever teach AP English. That's not my skill set. That's not my strong suit. I want to teach those struggling learners so that I can help them realize that everyone learns differently, whether you're super high intelligence or whether school is really hard for you. We all have different talents and skills, and it's my job as a teacher to figure out how I can harness your skills and your talents to help you in your learning process. Teachers are like lifeguards. You know, some kids are awesome swimmers and some are just doggy paddling or treading water and trying to keep their head above water. And our job as lifeguards is to make sure that everyone is safe and that by the time that they leave our classroom, that they are proficient, that they are swimming laps up and down that pool. And so I want to be the teacher that says, you can learn. Maybe I need to find a new way of teaching to reach you. So I think that's it. So I hope you got to know me a little bit more, and hey, maybe I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. I just finished filming. Baby just woke up right in the nick of time.